And there is more bad news for film actor, director and co-producer Kamal Haasan Vishwaroopam. There's a ban on it in Tamil Nadu. There's a partial ban in Andhra Pradesh and in Karnataka. Now this partial ban in Andhra Pradesh and Karnataka is not state sponsored. It's just fear. Is this not cultural terrorism? Is this not the spread of cultural terrorism, because the state clearly abdicating its responsibility? Distributors are now not releasing the movie in Bangalore. Karnataka has put off the release of Vishwaroopam by a day. The movie is seeing a partial release even in Andhra Pradesh because some distributors are scared. They've decided not to screen Vishwaroopam in Telugu in some theaters in Hyderabad. Today is Miladul Nabi. The movie has already been released this morning. The 9 o'clock show is underway. No untoward incidents so far, but police sources are telling headlines today in Hyderabad that theaters located in communally sensitive localities have been requested to hold off the screening at least till later this evening. And joining me now on headlines today is the producer of Vishwaroopam. He's Chandra Haasan, Kamal Haasan's brother. Mr. Chandra Haasan, welcome on headlines today. Your first reaction to do you term this as cultural terrorism? Is that what is happening, sir?
I don't want to name it or define it, but the results are the result is the fact that we are terrorized. When I say we, the general public, it could happen two ways: a threat from some source, or exceedingly overwhelming police protection also will terrorize the public. Therefore, it is terrorism, and the target is the culture.
Indeed, culture is the target. Now, in a movie which people may or may not want to see, they should approach the censor board and no one else. Is that your point? Are you happy or are you disappointed with what started in Tamil Nadu and now slowly this cancer is spreading to Bangalore, to Karnataka and to Andhra Pradesh?
No, actually, we are very staunch believers of the rule of law. And the rule of law says that the censor board is the ultimate authority to decide whether a movie should be exhibited or not fit for exhibition. And the censor board has on 3 occasions cleared our movie, once in Tamil, once in Telugu, and once again in Hindi. And in every one of them, the community that feels aggrieved was represented, and in every one of them, and the censor board has cleared it. I believe that is the ultimate authority, but the government, of course, has its own responsibilities, and that is what they claim.
Okay. Are you being unfairly targeted, Mr. Chandra Haasan? Do you suspect that there are vested interests at play here? Because it started in Tamil Nadu. There some Muslim organizations came forward, but no one came forward in either Karnataka or in Andhra Pradesh, and yet distributors are not showing the film.
No, I don't believe we are being personally targeted, or Rajkamal Films is being personally targeted. But icon bashing is a popular, or shall I say, avocation in politics. So one can ride on the popularity of an icon when you start bashing him, and that is what seems to have happened here. I don't think it is anything personal about it.
Okay. Who is doing this? Who are these people who are indulging in icon bashing and are trying to gain popularity because of this? Have you tried to reach out to them, Mr. Chandra Haasan?
No, we have no icon bashing. When I said it is only a means to their ends. Icon bashing per se was not their goal. So if you start condemning an idol, you get popularity. on the opposite side. I believe that must have been their intention, because as I know, this film has nothing which wounds the feeling of the religion that is feeling aggrieved. And as I know, the basis of the story is that no religion tolerates violence, no religion approves of violence, and no religion condones violence. That is what it all says. And to be aggrieved on this point is something that I fail to understand.
Yes. Now, can you tell us, because we spoke to several Muslim organizations in Tamil Nadu, and they are feeling extremely aggrieved. They're saying, their religion, they are being showed in rather poor light. What about this movie, would give them that perception, sir?
I cannot see any such thing that has given the perception to them, because as I told you, the crux of the story is that no religion condones violence, and religion cannot be an excuse for terrorism.
Indeed. Now, why are these Muslim organizations? And you were telling me last night that some of these leaders who are now protesting, they also saw, Mr. Kamal Hassan and you had organized a special screening of this movie for them. Some of these leaders we spoke to said that there are specific scenes, if they were deleted, they would have no objection. Did they mention those specific scenes to you at all, sir?
No, they simply saw the movie, and from what we understood, they appreciated the movie and walked away. In fact, yesterday in the High Court, the judge asked the Muslim leaders specifically whether they had expressed dissatisfaction about any particular scene in the movie, and they said no. They had not conveyed any particular sequence, scene, or expression which had hurt their feeling. They simply saw the movie, went away.
And yet they protested. Now there is a special screening for the honorable judge of the Madras High Court. Now till that happens on the 26th, I believe, and the verdict comes out on 28th. What is it that you stand to lose in all these days, sir?
There's a lot of sense of disappointment on our side. Firstly, we lose the goodwill of the millions of viewers who have been waiting to see this movie. Secondly, the trade is going to be hurt. The distributors and the theatre owners are going to be both financially and practically hurt. So, how we are hurt is only the third issue in this matter. But I'm really sorry for the viewers who have been waiting to see this movie.
Indeed, it's a cause for concern as this cultural terrorism stands to win. It's are you apprehensive, Mr. Chandrahasan, that what started in Tamil Nadu spread to Karnataka, now is spreading to Andhra Pradesh, could perhaps assume greater and more scary proportions across the country?
It could happen, won't happen. It's very difficult to predict on these lines. I thought nothing will happen when the Muslim brethren came and saw the movie. They would be satisfied, but it didn't happen. So it is hard to predict. I don't have a crystal ball.
But would you then want to launch a counter-offensive to clarify what this story is all about? Kamal Hassan in Los Angeles was telling us yesterday that this is a spy thriller. So what is there in this story, sir, that perhaps some people are finding objectionable?
I think the judge, the learned judge, when he sees it day after tomorrow, he will answer that question.
With me, sir, Also joining me on the show is Professor Jawaharullah. He's an MLA of the TNMMK from Tamil Nadu. He joins us on the show. Professor Jawaharullah, what is it that the elements in the Muslim community find objectionable in Vishwaroopam?
Thank you very much for giving me an opportunity to express what really happened. And first of all, I object to your using the term cultural terrorism. It cannot be called as cultural terrorism at all, because what Mr. Kamal Haasan has produced, directed and acted is not a feature film. It's not at all a feature film. I would term it as a hate propaganda film aimed against tarnishing the image of Islam as well as Muslims.
How?
We have no objections. Let me finish, brother. We have no objections in anyone taking a film on Afghan war or anything like that. But to associate each and every action of a terrorist with the reading of the Quran, the performing of Salat, the prayer, the supplication which we call in Arabic as dua, and depicting as if Islam preaches terrorism, anyone who is having a beard is a terrorist, is the subject which we were really shocked. We didn't expect such a type of thing from Kamal Haasan, who in his earlier days had always given an image as if he is a secular person. But from the head to toe, this film, as I told you, is a film which is causing hatred. And not only that, you know, Mr. Chandra Hassan was saying that we viewed the film and simply went away. No, it is wrong. We had 2 rounds of talks with Kamal Haasan. During his talk, he behaved as if he has taken a film which will portray Islam and Muslims in a nice manner. We believed him, and when we saw the screening, in the midst of he was also with us when the film was screened at his residence.
Yes.
When we raised certain objections, he said, one of our viewers, one of the persons from our federation which witnessed the film, asked him why, as usual, we could not see a duet, a song, a comedy, which is all this sort of masalas which regularly takes a place in Kamal Haasan film. Why it is not there? He said this is war crime, and he also said that this film is not a fiction. He has 300 evidences for this film, and one of the scenes, one of the dialogues in this film says that the internationally wanted criminal Mullah Umar, who the leader of Taliban, took refuge in Tamil Nadu, and that too in Coimbatore and Chennai. In Coimbatore, witnessed bomb blasts, communal clashes way back in 1998, and only now the wounds are healed. What does he want to do with his film? Does he want to create hatred among the people of Tamil Nadu?
Mr. Jawaharullah, I would request you, Mr. Jawaharullah, stay on with me. We are here. We'll listen to you. We'll also get Mr. Chandra Hassan's response on that. Stay on with me on this bulletin. Let me quickly bring in Kamal Haasan and his reaction to the ban and what he has termed as cultural terrorism. Let's listen in to Kamal Haasan first.
Cultural terrorism has been happening in India for quite some time. I did that, and they smiled and they shook hands with me and they said, "You're our brother, we know it, we'd like to see the film." I showed them the film, they shook hands with me, walked out and lit the fire. My brothers have misunderstood me. I think they must have more tolerance and understand the work of art from where it's coming from. And I'm sure that these few do not represent the majority.
Professor Jawaharullah, once the censor board has cleared a movie, the censor board has no objections with this movie, and not just once but thrice. What right do you have to then seek not just a ban on this movie, but as sources in the Tamil Nadu government are telling us, threaten that there could be violence? And this is the fear, this is the cultural terrorism, Professor Jawaharullah, which is now spreading to Karnataka and to Andhra Pradesh.
See, brother, you told what right we have when the censor board has given the certification for the film. You should know that every the censor board doesn't have an absolute right. And first of all, I want to say something which happened, which is a precedent to the banning of this film in Tamil Nadu. There was a film titled Dam 999, which was produced by someone from Kerala.
Yes.
And that film was on the Mullai Periyar Dam. You know, the Tamil Nadu government, very similar, I can't say very similar, similar to what happened in Dam 999, the same thing Tamil Nadu government has taken in the case of Vishwaroopam. Because the Tamil Nadu government felt that Dam 999 is a film which will create hatred among the people, which will create communal disharmony, and that is the reason why the government did not ban the film. It is wrong. The government, using its power, prevented the screening of the film. And yesterday, in the Supreme Court has, you ask the question, after the film has passed the censor certification, what right you have? The Supreme Court has said in its judgment, upholding the banning of the screening of the film Dam 999, saying that communal amenity and social harmony is important, and a state government has the power to intervene.
But are you not indulging, Professor Jawahirullah, in icon bashing for popularity? You are riding on Kamal Haasan's popularity.
No, not at all. I am already a popular man. The so-called popular man, Kamala Haasan, was stopped in the US airport also. We are not bashing for popularity at all. I am a people's representative. I have been elected from Ramanathapuram constituency, and my colleague Aslam Basha is elected from Ambur constituency, and we are all 24 organizations representing various sections of the Muslims.
Let me bring in Mr. Chandra Haasan to respond to this. Mr. Chandra Haasan, you heard Professor Jawahirullah there. He says this is a movie which is actually hate propaganda material. Would you like to respond to this point, and also that Mullah Umar in this movie you say took refuge in Coimbatore, and that according to Professor Jawahirullah will lead to more trouble and heartburn in Coimbatore?
I do not think so, but everyone is entitled to his opinion.
Your reaction to what Professor Jawahirullah is saying, that this movie will promote enmity between groups, and that is why it needs to be prohibited from being screened?
No, I do not agree with him.
Are they doing this then, in your opinion, to ride the popularity wave of Kamal Haasan, sir?
No, I won't hazard an opinion on other people's intentions or minds.
What would you like to say to Professor Jawahirullah and the 24 groups who are protesting against Vishwaroopam, sir?
Except that we do not mean any disrespect to the religion. We do not show in the movie that Islam is bad or any such thing. All we are saying in the movie is no religion condones violence and terrorism. We do not specifically point out that it is only Islam that is spreading terrorism. The core of the movie is that terrorism is not based on religion. It is based on individuals' attitude and minds.
Okay, stay on with me. Both Professor Jawahirullah and Mr. Chandra Haasan, what are viewers saying about this movie? Headlines today is Mridula Chunduri with this ground report from Ground Zero. Let's listen in.
Kamal Haasan's Vishwaroopam, despite several controversies, has seen partial release here in Hyderabad. Today with me are the people who just watched the first show of the movie, the morning show of the movie. Let's just ask them and find out what do you make of the movie Vishwaroopam. There was a lot of controversy surrounding it. What do you think of the movie itself?
The movie was shot really brilliantly, I would say. Kamal Haasan acted really well. The movie, for a Telugu or a Tamil movie, the quality was superb. So I would say thumbs up for it.
Okay. They also, do you find there's something that's controversial in the movie that would hurt sentiments of people because there are some objections being raised over the movie?
No, there is no need of any objections for the movie. The movie is very good, but the screenplay, they have scope on the second part of the movie. They didn't have any end for the movie. Kamal Haasan is mainly aiming for the second part of the movie. So he didn't end the movie at the last.
You're dissatisfied with the movie, you think?
I'm not fully satisfied with the movie, but waiting eagerly for the second part.
Okay. So what do you make of the movie? How do you think, you must have seen the controversy surrounding it, and also what do you think of how the movie panned out?
To answer your question, in my opinion, I don't see any controversies or any controversial element in the film. I mean, whatever is shot in film is based on some facts, and probably some cinematic elements are added to it, and he made it out of film. I mean, in my opinion, there are even more badder films in terms of the controversies are there. But in my opinion, I don't see any controversies.
Would you see the movie reaching out to a larger audience? Do you think people will accept it? A lot of other people will accept it?
Now that you're speaking to me, it's my opinion which is going out to the masses. So if you ask me, it's a good film. Go and watch it to have fun for 2.5 hours. So I think it might reach to masses because it's Kamal Haasan, and he's the brand entity of the whole commercial Indian films. And he's also the one in the media for launching it in DTH. And so probably because of this publicity, it might reach to a larger extent.
The verdict is pretty clear that people who watch the movie, the morning show of Vishwaroopam that has released today in Hyderabad, say that they in fact like the movie a lot. They're eagerly waiting for a sequel, as one of them was saying, and that they don't find anything controversial in the movie that is actually raising these questions across the country. With camera person Damodar, Mridula Chunduri in Hyderabad for Headlines Today.
So Mridula Chunduri is in Hyderabad. She is getting you that first reaction. Professor Jawahirullah, straw poll, so to say. She just spoke to people who'd watched the movie. They think there is nothing objectionable in this movie. So are you and your group then just playing politics with culture, sir?
No, not at all. We do not know what sort of people viewed it, and just interviewing a few people doesn't mean that whatever they are saying is right, nor I am claiming what I am saying is right. But what has to be looked at is, see, we have no objection in taking a film against terrorism or terrorism. That is not at all the reason for our objection. What we apprehend is anyone seeing this film in Tamil Nadu, watching a man traveling in a bus or a train, having a long beard, a cap, reading the Quran, he will, a person who has viewed this film will have a mindset as if this person is a terrorist. Why I am saying is, Tamil media is a very powerful media. We have produced 5 chief ministers from the film world. We have the leader of opposition, the current leader of opposition, he is also from the film world. So, you see, in this film, he is showing as if even the Muslim children are terrorists. There is a scene where a boy is blindfolded.
Okay, we wouldn't want to give out the storyline. You've seen the movie.